We're live.
So it's early. It's 6 in the morning here, but I got up at probably 3:45 because our cat got a mouse, and then our cat lets us know when she gets the mouse, like howls, and then
Yeah.
Lily becomes this expert, I don't know, cat whisperer, and goes downstairs and congratulates the cat, and then we have a dead mouse to get rid of, and I have to go outside, and it's so I'm awake at that time, so I went
And
in and out of sleep.
how do you dispose of the mouse?
Well, this morning in the dark, I had it Rose picked it up with chopsticks, put it in a cup, and I took the cup and I was going to fling it into the backyard and near the compost. And it ended up hitting the post of the porch post, and flew somewhere nearby. So in the daylight, I'll go pick it up and
Okay.
move them somewhere. But we have
We
possums and skunks and mice and everything.
Do you get rats?
No, there are rats, but we don't have any. I mean, there's rats in the community, I'm sure. My daughter has a chicken coop in Rochester, which is a city down the road, and they go in and eat the chicken feed, the rats, so you could see them.
Mm.
But that's outdoors,
We
not
rat
inside.
watch from the balcony. There's lots of rats on Soy Bacau where we are, and we sit on the balcony and just watch the rats running around at like 3 in the morning. Um,
Yeah.
there was one. There was one. We were walking down Soy Bacau and on through something into this. They just leave the bins out. They don't have any like plastic bin containers. They just leave the bin bags out on the street.
Mm-hmm.
So the rats go into those. And she threw something on top of the bin bag and it didn't go in properly. So I just, with my foot, just kicked it into the bin. And I heard this bang in the bin bag. And I started running because I'm scared of rats. And the rat started running as well, but we were both running alongside each other in the same direction. The rat and
You went
I.
out. I missed it because you went out for a second.
Ah, well, I
The rat
started
started running.
running, and the rat started running, but we both ran in the same direction, so we're running alongside each other. Um,
A good picture in my brain.
yeah, and I was hoping it doesn't jump sideways and onto me.
Why would he want to do that? He's smaller. One thing rats are, they're smart.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't have his gang of rats to jump you.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, that's one thing I'm a bit scared going out at night in Soy Bacau, and I don't go near the bin bags.
And where's
They're everywhere.
Sorbacao? Where is this town you're talking of? Sorbacao.
Soy Bacau is a long road in Pattaya.
Okay. Can you spell that for me so I can pronounce it?
Yeah, SOI, and then it's BUAKHAO.
Sorbacao.
Mm.
Okay. Which one of the words means road?
Soy.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything's soy something.
Uh,
So
Very helpful. Okay.
a lot of the soys are like a number, like soy 7, soy 8, soy 9. And then there's unofficial road names like soy pothole because there's lots of potholes. So they call that one soy pothole. But then they've now filled in the potholes. So yeah, soy bacau is a major soy in Pattaya.
It seems like that sounds like a great I don't know, title for a book or something. Potholes of Soybacau, or down and outs
Yeah,
of Soybacau, or whatever. Just it's a good name, for
yeah,
English speaking
it's
people.
a ring to, yeah, soy bacau. So we'll be leaving soy bacau soon for Korat.
Good.
Um,
So things are clearing up now. No more bombing. That's good.
yeah, we're going to go back, and then I'm flying back to London on the 21st of January. So I've only got another 2 weeks here.
Oh, dang! How did that happen? You didn't get your visa extended?
I went to the agency, and they said you've got to go to immigration yourself. We can't just do a standard extension. So you've got to go and do that yourself. And you can go to immigration, and I've heard that it can be quite a headache getting it done, and there's obviously the cost of doing it. And I thought, well, for the amount of time I'm going to be spending filling in forms, queuing up in various queues at the immigration office just to get this extension, I could use the ticket I've already paid for, fly to London, and if I don't like it, I can go to Vietnam for a few £100 return ticket and stay in Vietnam for a month. So I thought, well, that's probably the better option. I can take, because I've got quite a lot of work now to take home to London. So I can take that because there's only so much I can carry. And I just went to the art shop today and bought these 30. I've got another 13 sheets of this paper.
Wow, great.
Now that's 220 gram paper. That weighs quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take all this. I'm going to pattern all that stuff on the floor. Like, I'll just show you. Just turn the camera on.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I've got all these books I haven't done yet. These books I have done. Those.
Can
books,
I see them? Can I see the books? Can you pick up one
of
the unfinished books?
Yeah. Right. Well, I've done 5 that are this size. These are the big ones. And I've numbered them. So that one's book 1. Book 2. I don't know which book's which.
Yeah, that's great.
And then I decided to keep that one as it was. I didn't add any colour to that. But then as you go in, I've handwritten all the text there.
Now these are done. You don't fold these. You cut them. Or no, I mean, how do you paint them after they're folded into a book?
Yeah, I folded them into the book first. So this is a blank one. So one sheet of that big paper, I fold down into this. So this is 1/16 of the size of that paper. And I glue it together. So each page is 440 gram card.
Very strong. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but it's thick. It's thicker than watercolor paper.
Yeah.
And then I just paint on them.
Which makes them thicker, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot thicker, actually, with the paint on.
Like almost like a very thin Luan, like a wood almost. That's how it looks.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And then I just write in gel pen, and so I do
that's great.
And that. So I've got a whole load of these. Most of them are I've done 5 that size. Then I did 12 that are this size.
No, nice size. Yeah.
And then these ones are half done. They're not books. They're going to be my top trump cards. Where are my top trump cards gone? Here they are.
What?
Hang on. I've done some pencil ones. Oh, hang on. I've lost them. Where are they? Oh, here are the small ones.
Oh my God.
So these are tiny. Yeah.
Those are the books. Books.
Yeah, these are books.
Yeah.
I've done about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10 of these ones.
You're definitely over 300 paintings.
Yeah, definitely now. I mean, I wanted to show you my top trump cards, but I've lost them. I've done.
What are you calling them? Trump cards?
Oh, top trumps. The game, card game.
No.
Oh, it's a cards game where they might have, like, for example, top trumps horses, and each card is a different type of horse, like I don't know, Shire horse or whatever. And then you've got characteristics of the horse, and they score them out of 100. So
Okay.
if you've got I don't know,
I have a
a very
classic.
big horse, so yeah, size would be 100 or 50, and whoever ends up collecting the most cards wins the game. I'm going to do
Does
that.
he get to take the cards? Did he take the cards?
That's
Okay.
right. Yeah. So the way it works is, let's say I'm asking the questions, and I've got let's say a horse that's very big. So I'll say I got size 85. And if yours is above 85, you win my card,
You
and
trump
then
it.
you start choosing. And
All right.
so because you're choosing, you get to pick the variable, so you've got the advantage.
So what is one of your trump cards? What's the subject?
Yeah. Well, the subject is Heckles Horse Junior. Now the variables I haven't decided yet.
All right, that's great. That's fun. Yeah. So,
Yeah. But that's
like, what would be a top card in a Heckles Horse Junior Trump? What would you imagine it like being? Like, what's it worth? You know what I mean? Like 85.
Well, it would be something out of 100 for each one. So, I mean, what could a variable be of a Heckles Horse image?
Like a whip, or I don't know, like something like
Violence. Yeah, it could be. Let's say you got violence.
right.
Horsewhip would have a violence factor of, let's say, 85. That's quite a violent image.
Right.
Whereas this one, man reading a book, that would have a violence factor of about 10.
Right.
Because there's not a lot of violence.
Right. Not even. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a candle in the background, so that's that's as violent as it gets.
Right. If there was a candle lit, there might be arson involved. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how far that idea gets, but
I think it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea because I like sort of putting art into it, but it not being an artwork. So it is an artwork, but a bit like advertism, where it's an artwork that's primarily an advert, but it's ultimately an artwork. It's like
right.
that.
Right. I forgot. Ella Guru sent some paintings to me once, and I forgot what they were. God, my brain is still a little sleepy. Was it? They were people, but like you're saying, trump cards, but they were like not zodiac, but something
Tarot.
Tarot. Thank you. Yes, or tarot cards. Yes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I remember. Yeah, I remember that. I remember there was an exhibition. I got into a bit of trouble over this because there was there was an exhibition that someone, I won't mention any names because it did get a bit heated. But this is a whole Stuckism thing.
Okay.
I went to this is back when I was with Shelley. Shelley and I went to Chris Yates had an exhibition in West London somewhere. And Shelley and I went there, and there's a load of Stuckist people there. And I was talking to one of them, and it was proposed that we were going to do a Stuckist show. And I was like, okay, what's the show about? And they described it as, we'll get a gallery like this one in West London, and we'll all chip in a bit of the money, and we'll all get together and do a group show. So I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do that. So anyway, then nothing happens for a long time. And then
typical Stuckism, right?
Yeah, exactly. It all gets talked about, and I think we agreed that it would be about £80 each or something like that. So for Shelley and I, let's say £160.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, I suppose they got to pay for the gallery and all that. So I suppose there are quite a lot of costs. So whatever. So I said, yeah, fine, £160. I mean, I can't remember if it was 160, but let's say it was. So then like a year or two, maybe even longer later, I think it was, they said, oh, we're doing the show now. Can you pay the money? So I was like, oh, okay, all right, fine. Where's the show? Oh, it's in so and so's house.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, if I'm exhibiting in your house, what am I paying £80 for? And they said, oh, we're doing a deck of tarot cards, and that's going to cost a load of money. And I was like, I don't want to pay for some flipping silly tarot cards.
right,
So I said,
right,
I'm not, count me out. I'm not paying to put my wife and my work, £160 to hang it in someone's kitchen.
right.
So apparently, then Charles emailed me because Charles got wind of all this and says, Paul, how come you said you're going to be in the show and now you're backing out? I was like, this ain't the flipping show. And they said, oh, well, we want to do this deck of tarot cards. I'm like, I think it's a stupid idea, this silly tarot card thing. I don't want to be a part of it. So I explained myself, and the whole thing got ironed over. But there was a brief period of time where I wasn't very popular, all
Yeah,
because of these silly tarot cards they wanted to do and have us
right.
flip and chip in for, who don't have any interest in that kind of thing.
It's somebody's home. It's somebody's house. Right.
I know, but you're telling me it's going to be in a gallery and then switch it so they can spend all the gallery money on a deck of tarot cards.
Right. And probably some great food. Maybe.
I don't know. I thought I thought what a racket. That's what I thought.
Chips and dip. Would you say what crisps and dip? Do you guys say that? Is that popular? Like if you go to a
I've maybe heard it. I've not really. I've heard that we say wine and nibbles.
these are great titles. I got to remember this. I'm gonna write that down.
Wine and
Wine and
nibbles.
nibbles. Okay.
Yeah, that's your contemporary art private view. That's what they all are. Wine and nibbles.
That's the name of my granddaughter's hamster, Nibbles.
Oh, okay.
Wine and Nibbles. So I already have a painting in my brain. Do you think I could find a piece of paper in a studio, an art studio? Just one little piece of paper.
No worries.
How's On doing? Everybody good?
Good. Yeah, we're all fine. I think we're ready to go back to Korat now. I've been playing quite a lot of pool and see people, but now we know it's only 2 weeks left. I want to get my head down and get some work done, and Korat's much better for that. I've got a lot more floor space.
Do you still have the guitar? Do you still have the guitar?
Yes, my friend, very generous. I've got friends of mine here. I said to him yesterday, we're going back to Korat. He goes, well, don't worry, I don't really want it back.
What?
So,
Wow.
yeah, I know. Really nice guy. So I'm keeping the guitar, and I'm taking it up to Korat, and I'm going to leave it in Korat.
Does it have a case or anything to travel with?
Yeah. It's got a case.
Oh, nice.
I've only recorded, I think, 6 songs so far here. When I get to Korat, I'll probably do a lot more acoustic.
Rose and I finished your that big painting this week, listening to Studious a couple times.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. It was awesome. We really enjoy it.
It's a great painting.
Yeah, it's a great album too. But you said you were going to maybe do something in Camden about that, about your music.
Did I? What was that idea?
I think you wrote down you were going to, one of our talks you were writing down, have a Studious day or something.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Like a blurt day. I'll have a blurt day, a Studious day. Yeah. Well, you're right. I've got that written down somewhere. When I collate together all my plans from Thailand, hopefully that one won't slip through the net. That would be good.
Good way to promote your Edgeworth band. It's a really great recording. Listening to it. So.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was done at the same studio Billy uses, called Ranscombe Studios.
Ranscombe. Okay.
Yeah.
And how did that work? How did Emma handle that?
Emma, I don't think she was involved with the Studious album.
Oh,
she did 2 albums after that, I think.
Okay.
I think I've done 3 albums at Ranscombe. Now with Emma, she came up and I don't think she brought anything with her other than her notes. And we just recorded it live in
Who?
because we did an album called Emma's First Ransom,
Yep.
and then we did another album called
True.
something else off. What's that?
True.
True, true. Yes, that was with Emma. Yes, you're right. Um, we recorded that live at Rascal. So we set up. I sung and played guitar simultaneously, and she did drums in the same room, and just played all the songs, and that was it. Each album was done in one day. All the recording, the mixing, the mastering, everything. Actually, I don't think we mastered them. The recording and the mixing all done in one day
For the one with Emma.
for all of them.
Well, Studious, who did the drums on that?
Me,
Really?
yeah. So
Uh,
Studios is just me.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. They're really
So,
good.
oh, thanks.
I mean, drumming, I was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was no, it's good at Ranscombe. And like I say, they're pretty simple songs, so the drums are not too tricky. But
Right.
yeah,
There's this one tune where you just you totally change your voice like out of there going.
oh, I know. Right There. Is that called Right There or something?
How
Yeah.
on earth your brain thought of doing that? It was very good. Good stuff.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think that's called Right There. That song was, or no, I can't remember. Yeah. How
Yeah,
about your music?
oh, nothing going on with the music. Rose's guitar has been at the shop since Halloween, since early October. And so our daughter's boyfriend, who's a musician, I sent you his music. He knows the people who run it. And he keeps going back, and they say, "Oh, it's not fixed yet. It's not fixed yet." It's like the longest time to get this guitar
Yeah.
fixed. It's like, so we're going over there on Saturday, and we're gonna walk into this business and say, "Let's
Yeah.
go, chop chop." But
Yeah.
no, I just pick up the guitar. I think it was the Edge, from U2. One of his songs, when you get bored, play another chord. That's what I do. I'm always picking up the guitar, just walking around the house, strumming.
Yeah.
It's more of for me, it's just a what we call a Linus blanket, from Charles Schultz, it's Snoopy, and
Yeah.
yeah,
The blue
yeah,
blanket. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like it's my little blanket, but comfort. If people come over
Mm.
and I'm not very good at the social talk with everybody, I just put the guitar, or Rose does, puts it in our
Yeah.
lap and strums, and it just changes the whole dynamic, makes it easier to talk. So it's a Linus blanket right now.
I see.
But
I
as far
think
as
they
writing,
say Jay from Dinosaur Jr., who lives not too far from you, he's like that. If you ring his doorbell, he answers the door. He's got a guitar. He's wearing a guitar. If he's awake, he's wearing a guitar. And I imagine when he's asleep, he's probably wearing a guitar.
yeah, but who is this person? Jay Dinosaur Jr.? What?
His name's Jay Maskis. He's in a band called Dinosaur Jr.
And you said he's near
Uh,
me, like in what, New York City?
Actually, we're not. I think he's Boston. I think he's round that way.
Years ago, like during COVID, Black Francis, Charles Thompson, whatever. I was following him on Instagram, and he was living in a house. I almost thought it might have been his childhood home, because it was in Amherst, which
Yeah.
is a very small, like New England, Massachusetts town. It's where he went to college. It has a big college there, a couple big colleges.
Yeah.
But he was right on Main Street. I don't know if you remember this, if you ever followed him and watched him.
I remember during COVID, he would go out and he would bang the drum. Yeah.
But he had chickens, but it was when I say Main Street, and it'd be like, for somebody so famous to be that open.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, I can't believe he didn't get people, sycophants and just people wanting to just knock on his door and, tell me the secret to life,
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it, how he was able to be in society so openly like that with
Mm.
having so much fame.
I don't know. I mean,
I mean,
I
it's like Mick Jagger
suppose
doesn't live on your street. You know what I mean? Be like Mick Jagger living on
no.
your street.
I mean, back in the day, Laurel and Joe, obviously, Laurel and Hardy. They were the
Yeah.
biggest film stars in the world at the time, and I
Yeah.
think Stan Laurel lived in California, but he didn't bother taking his phone number out the directory. He wasn't ex-directory, so anyone in the world could just phone up Stan Laurel. And they did. And he would have 45-minute conversations with complete strangers who just would phone up the biggest film star in the world.
Was Laurel the short one or the tall one?
The thin one.
Yeah, thin one, fat one, right? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it was he was he's originally English. I think he's from, oh, I can't remember where in England he's from. I don't know if he's up near Newcastle or somewhere, but he was working in Hollywood, and probably he's living there, I think.
All right, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, like what you're saying about Black Francis, maybe. I mean, maybe the world, maybe because there's so many celebrities now that it's
Yeah, but
not
in the
too much of a
U.S.,
problem.
they're all in big black SUVs with trainers, and they don't live in the same. They don't live among us.
Right?
We talked before about Ray Davies living in Muswell Hill, and people have seen him at Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
That's not a normal thing in
Right.
the U.S. But so being in downtown Amherst, be like Oswego, like having I don't know, just that famous of a person, it's unheard of. And then putting
I
himself on
mean,
Instagram, banging a drum on his front porch.
that
Amazes me.
does. Yeah.
It's like, come shoot
Um.
me. It's like very gutsy.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, you do see famous people walking around in England, and they don't get too much trouble. I mean,
You're in
when I
London.
worked in booths in Windsor, yeah. I mean, when I was in Windsor, Jimmy Page would come into our shop and buy stuff. Um,
You start
Ian
really?
Brown, yeah. I mean, when I was in Boots, we had Jimmy Page because he lives in Windsor. He come in. When I was working in Chelsea, Ian Brown from the Stone Roses came in, and actually the other Boots down the road, David Bowie used to go in, and David Bowie would go in there and do his shopping, and no one, as far as I'm aware, gave them any trouble. Um,
Right. Well, that's how it is in New York
the
City. Right. I mean,
yeah,
people walk the streets in New York City, or really not LA, but like Santa Monica, or Hollywood. Sure.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
right,
but in a small little village, where you could just drive right up to the person's, I don't know of any situation like that. Not a single celebrity who lives like that. And he is a
really.
celebrity. Um, did you ever hear of the TV show called Stranger Things?
No, well, I
And
think I've heard the title, but I don't know what it is.
it's a big deal, in the U.S. as far as like a Netflix show. But anyway, we were watching that, and sure enough, they had a Pixie song on there, and if he was, alternatively famous 20 years ago, 30 years ago, he's now just a name, very well known person here now because
Right.
he's they've come into their being or whatever. I wonder how much money he gets to sell that to a major Hollywood production.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Uh,
don't know. Well, I know. The singer from the Echo and the Bunnymen was the. I don't know if they're married, but I knew the mother of his daughter because she was the daughter of Nolia, who owned Nolia's gallery, and Shelley and I used to be in Nolia's gallery, pretty much living there. So, and her
uh,
daughter would come round, and her daughter was she had with the singer of Echo and the Bunnymen. Now they had an Echo and the Bunnyman song on either a BMW or an Audi advert. And I
uh,
won't tell you, I won't say publicly how much I know they got for that, but I couldn't believe how much money you got
So a
paid.
lot. Yeah.
It was a lot, and I was like, "What? Just for like a clip of your song in an advert?" I was like, I was like, "Wow!" I couldn't believe it. So
We
hopefully, um, like you say, hopefully all those musicians are doing well, because it's nice when the songwriter
yeah.
actually gets the money and not his agent or her agent. You know, it's nice when it's actually the person that done the work gets the actual money.
Well, my Matt, the song I sent you, he talks about that all the time. It's like, that's how musicians now rely on money because Spotify's ruined everybody.
Right.
They you get a tenth of a penny, a 50th of
Yeah.
a penny every time somebody plays your song. He says, but when Hollywood calls for your song, you get a huge amount of money. Um,
Yeah.
and it makes me think of another person. We have a local friend who does home concerts. So he goes out and sees local talents, actually around the country. Sometimes, like in Nashville, and he brings them to their house because people go on tour and do home concerts, which is a way for musicians to make money.
Yeah.
They have an email list. Would you like to do a home concert? You invite 20 or 30, 40 friends, ask them to pay $20 a person. You have a little
Mm.
wine and nibbles, and then
Yeah.
you play the people perform. Well, we had somebody come. It was a singer songwriter, a woman. She's actually on Substack, and we've talked about her before, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, she last year or 2 years ago, a Super Bowl commercial, the football Super Bowl,
Yeah.
grabbed her song and just played minutes of it. But it was like her coming into the world now. Like
Yeah.
it could have been about, you know, Q-tips for your ear, and it didn't matter. They used her
Yeah.
song, and it instantly she's famous now, or has accolades, has money accolades.
Right. Yeah.
It's just crazy. So here, Rose and I are thinking, how do we sell these 6 paintings we just did? And I came up with like this, like petition. I don't know, like a Tokyo hotel chain or something that wants to
Right.
fill up their plate with a big, and $5,000 a painting is nothing. The way
Yeah.
people spend money.
Yeah.
So everything else will be free art, but these paintings are going to be sold.
Yeah. Good. You're 2/6 of the way through then.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that
I
right?
already have the
Right.
other one hanging and gessoed.
Okay. No, it will be great if you can find a venue big enough to show all 6 at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't need to. I
Even
don't
if
think it'll
that,
be. We're not going to go through a gallery. I'm just going to petition. We're going to make video and
okay.
of us, and talk about us, and then send it out to the world through the internet.
Yeah.
Are you interested in that kind of thing? I'm definitely
Okay.
going to show them, but I'll
Yeah.
show them at my house. I don't care where I show them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I
Well, no,
don't
I
expect.
mean,
Yeah,
we're trying to, like say, we're trying to find new paths that aren't the existing ones. So we'll be, like say, it'll be try 5,000 things, and it's like Thomas Edison says, I haven't failed, I've just found 5,000 things that don't work.
right.
You know, you'll try that, and you might get hit, you might not. It's we'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, I need to start following off when I get back to London. I've got a list of off-grid live messages I need to reread, um, and put that into practice.
He got me onto a. How's the feedback with you? Are you okay? Am I hurting your ears?
No, zero back.
Good, good. He sent me another place to go to called Base, BASE. Oh,
Yeah,
did you get that?
yeah,
I,
yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that through him.
it's a crypto wallet, a Coinbase, which is a major company.
Yeah,
It's either way. I got on it 2 days ago, put up a couple posts, and people buy your. I have one follower off for his life, and
yeah.
people follow. They buy your post. Don't ask me what that means, but I got $2. So
Wow.
they're just putting a post out. So
Yeah,
I got
that's.
I
I've
got
got based on my list.
How to push that through. That's a passive income that I have no idea how it works. I don't
Mm,
I don't care, but
no,
I have a bank account hooked up to it. So if I want to take that and turn it into
yeah,
Bitcoin, I can. Um, Bring it up to $100, or
yeah,
something. But
no,
he said he's made more on this site base
yeah.
than he has ever had selling a painting. So,
Mm.
okay,
Right. No,
who knows?
this is really important for free art, freeze art, is to have
Right.
these income streams that set
Yes.
up. So I mean, free art, it exists in theory, but until we can demonstrate it actually works in practice, we haven't really got much to bring to the
Absolutely.
world.
So these are
So
very important. These sessions, these um, professional development is what we're doing right now. We're trying to
that's
figure
right.
out.
Yeah. That's when I think I'm trying to think when to do my press release for free art, freeze art and my Camden thing. And I think once I'm generating enough money off these passive income things that we're doing now, and Substack or whatever, then I think that makes for quite a good story because we are a working alternative to the art world, and I think there's an appetite for this kind of thing because now we've got this dictator Starmer in charge trying to force us all onto digital ID. There's a funny clip of Starmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's someone asking him about digital IDs. He goes, "Well, they're not mandatory. You don't have to get one if you don't want to. It's just every time you need to prove who you are, you can pay your £85 if you want." So it's like we're not going to force you to get digital ID, but if you don't get digital ID, then it's going to be totally unaffordable to live. So it's this kind of grim
Yeah.
fucking way of forcing you to do something. He's an absolute sleazebag, this prime minister we got, and
Well,
there's a massive appetite.
yeah.
Sorry
How is it
for
in the UK? I mean, here in the US, everybody always blames our president, but we're supposed to have a republic where you have the parliament, we have Congress. But
yeah,
Congress just goes belly up and lets the president and that whole idea, that whole media storm
yeah,
of the president said so. It's almost like the media creates the dictator. Like,
right,
who's your opposition? Who are the people you do like? You know what I mean? There's got to be somebody to roll over
yeah.
this guy. Yeah.
There's one credible opposition who might get in, and that's reform.
Okay. Okay.
Because you've got the right and the left. You've got the left, which is I don't know what they're called. The things like Your Party, Jeremy Corbyn, and this lunatic woman
Yeah.
they've got.
Yeah.
To me, they just look like a pig's dinner of a party. They're disorganised. They're infighting all the time. They
Yeah.
can't even agree on a name. It is just a walking joke. That party. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not serious people. So the only serious people are Reform because they're the only ones who are actually connecting with the people to the point where anyone's going to bother voting for them. So if you look at the polls, Reform are the threat. Now, Reform might not be perfect. They might be a long way from perfect, but they are the alternative. Even if you hate them, they are the only
Well,
credible, I think, alternative.
what do they think about digital ID?
They don't like it. They've
Okay.
got they've got a lady who I really like who's going to stand for mayor in a couple of years, and I've heard her talking about digital ID, and I'm quite pleased that there's someone with a bit of clout who's saying stuff that a lot of people who have no clout think.
Okay.
So
Good. Yeah.
they're
Big deal.
they're the alternative. Like them or loathe them, they are the alternative.
What about the farmers? The Reform Party. What do they think about the Starmer Farmer Harmer?
They are on the side of the farmers. When I went to the demos, I saw now Richard Tice was there. What's his name? Nigel Farage was there. Um, some other guy who used to be a Labour MP, then switched to Tory, then switched to Reform. I can't remember his name, but there's a big Reform presence at the farmers' demonstrations because they're completely against this inheritance tax that the Labour Party are putting on farmers. Because the thing is, they have high value assets that they need to do their job, but they don't have the cash to pay the tax.
Right.
So the only way they can pay the tax is to sell the tools of their trade to pay the tax, which means it's impossible for them to pay the tax and continue on with their livelihoods. But Labour couldn't care less. They just put all these things through, presumably without thinking, and then they're too proud to admit they've made a mistake and backtrack. They've backtracked a little bit on the farmers now. They've raised the threshold for paying the tax, but it's not enough. They just got to admit they got that one spectacularly wrong and swallow their pride. But they don't have the integrity to do that. So I think the only way the farmers are going to get saved from this nightmare is through reform. Because the alternative, like I say, is the uniparty. You've got Labour, Tory, who are as bad as each other, or reform. They're the only people polling anything significant at the moment.
It seems like everyone's unhappy over there, where you are, or not where you are, but UK.
Sure. And I think there's unhappiness with the current situation, but optimism with the future, because we do have a general election. Unless our dictator finds another way of cancelling that election, we do have a general election that's supposed to happen in a couple of years' time. Those guys are gone. Starmer's polling at 14%. Starmer's gone. Now, if we can shift him and his duplicates, like who might replace him within his term of government now, whether they get David Lammy or Wes Street in, they're all the flipping same then. They're all as bad as each other. If we can get them all out in a few years, the one thing that might make that go wrong is if Reform are polling so well that Labour, Liberal Democrats and the Green Party all club together and do that, that's a concern. But
I don't think so. Sure. Labour's what I read over here is Labour is so hated by everybody.
They are.
I mean, it just seems what he's doing. I mean, it could be, of course, my take on it or how I'm filtering the news, but it's just crazy stuff. You're just not listening to people, putting people in jail and stuff like that. I mean, it's just not cool.
No, I can't. But because the thing is, even people who are Labour, because Jeremy Corbyn used to be the leader of the Labour Party. So a lot of people who are long-term Labour supporters are the same people that said Jeremy Corbyn would make a good Prime Minister. Now you've got Keir Starmer, who is completely incompatible with Jeremy Corbyn's. So who are these Labour Party supporters supporting? Are they supporting their party, even though they've got some bloke? So I don't know. I can't believe a single person is still actually in favour of this Labour Party. Because if you don't like Labour, because you don't like their policies and you're a right-wing minded person, you're not going to vote Labour. But if you're left-wing, then presumably you're as disgusted by this as everyone else. If you're the same lefties that were saying Corbyn was a good guy. So I don't know who these people are who are still supporting Keir Starmer. I just don't know. I can't understand the mindset.
He has a 14% rating, you said. That's why.
Yeah. Who are? Yeah, that's it. I don't know. But like I say, there is a bit... Yeah. There is a bit of optimism for the future because thankfully we do ultimately live in a democracy. So if things go as they should go, it should be a temporary problem. We just hope in the next couple of years they don't do so much damage that it's going to be unrepairable because signing us back into things to do with the European Union and stuff. They could sign us up to a lot of crap that's very hard to get out of later. So hopefully they won't do too much of that, but we'll see. But it's not a fantastic atmosphere around British politics at the moment. But
it's horrible here. We literally have people starting wars and saying they're going to take Greenland. I mean, I can't even go there. I just can't even go there. But I've not been reading up on the Greenland. I've been so kind of
consumed with British politics. I've not
Well,
really been paying attention to.
it's the British politics are connected with the U.S. and vice versa. It's just it's how it is with allies, right? But I mean,
Yeah,
going into taking a person out of their presidential palace in another country, kidnapping them, and is just that's like out of control. I mean, you're talking about a dictator.
right.
That's actually beyond dictator. That's over the top totalitarian. What's going on right now? And I don't think it's just Trump. It would have been Joe Biden. They're all the same to me. I'm very clearly there's something running the show that is not our idiot president. It's just there's something else. So you
Okay.
were saying about being a democracy, sure, but who holds the media? Who has control of the major newspapers there? And same with here. Like everybody, once you have two people, you have Republicans and Democrats,
Yeah,
it becomes a horse race between two horses, and they make it that. But there's so many more perspectives. So you have to people clump under their one, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican because they got nothing else.
yeah,
Just even think about there's another, we had Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton running. They couldn't be more opposite, but they were in the same party. You
right.
see,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everybody wanted Bernie Sanders, everyone, but the media
yeah,
just beat him down, where they were calling
right,
Bernie Sanders as an anti-Semite, which is he's literally a Jewish man who's spent his life in
right.
Israel.
Yeah,
Just crazy stuff,
I know. Well, yeah, they like to bring out these big words like anti-Semite, racist,
Right, right.
uh, Nazi. I
No,
mean, in England, it's quite ironic, really, because if you were in favour of leaving the European Union, some people will say, "Oh, you're on the right, then you're on the because you didn't want." Now, back in the day, in the early 70s, do you know Tony Benn?
yes,
He is
yep,
a darling of the left. He was like
yep,
a
yep,
left wing. Now, he used to work, and he used to have, I think, when George Galloway was young, used to work with Tony Benn.
yes,
Now, Tony Benn, this is pre-EU, this is back, I think, with the EEA, was against the EEA because he said it's not a democracy if the people can't vote out the politicians. So if you've got if they're immune from the public opinion, it's he was against it. If you have that opinion now, you're considered far right, right?
right.
That was left of the left 30 years
It's
ago.
all
Exactly
switch.
the same position. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's
Um,
very common. I've noticed that too, where right
yeah,
positions are left positions and vice versa. Over the years, over the past 40 years. Yeah.
I know. It's actually, there's quite a funny one. Rachel Reeves now, in calling out Nigel Farage as racist, said something that was completely racist.
Right. What? Oh, you're blocked out.
British nationals. And then
I,
Rachel Reeves comes out and says,
yeah.
"Oh, so if you're white, you can. If you're black, you can't." And
Right.
Reform
Right.
turned around and said, "Who's saying if you're black, you're not British?" You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's racist.
Right.
So the people who are trying to
Right.
make out other people to be racist are revealing some pretty racist preconceptions of their own.
Of course.
It,
That's foot in the mouth. It happens
the,
all the time when you start getting into race. Absolutely. Yep.
yeah, or the idea of, I mean, I'm going to get a bit controversial now, but this idea of reparations where you pay based on the color of your skin. You know what I mean? I'm going to get blamed
Right.
for a lot of stuff because of the color of my skin.
Right.
And it's like, well, hang on, what's more racist? You know what I mean? If we
Right.
want to fight
Right.
racism or any kind of prejudice, we need to get back to, I think, what Martin Luther King said, and that is
Right.
none of this DEI stuff. Just judge people on their character. You
Right.
know,
Right.
and
Well, that should be
don't
right. Exactly. Right.
it should be it shouldn't be if you're black or you're white you have this opportunity, or it should be, look, if you've got the ability, if it should be equal opportunity for everyone, if you're a
That
boy or a girl, if you're black or
Yep.
white.
Yep. The
but
sentiment
but I
is
think that
always
gets
there.
lost.
I agree. I agree with the sentiment. The problem is here in the U.S. There's a there's such a divide where if you go to Chicago, there's a black Chicago, there's a white Chicago. In the black Chicago, every day you wake up, you might get shot in the face. And in the white
Yeah.
Chicago, every day you go get a latte.
Yeah.
It's so that is not an equal footing. Reparations, I totally agree with you. Nobody should get money for
Right.
that's crazy talk.
Because my
But we
great
don't
grandfather got a tough deal. I'm going to take your money. Yeah.
right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm totally on board. But here it's I don't know how it is in the UK, but here it is so divided. In
Right.
the have and the have nots are purely 70% of our prison population is black. Only 13% of the general population is black.
Right.
That is not because black people are bad. It's
Right.
because of the economy and economic opportunities for people. So that is the big challenge
Right.
is fixing that. And that sentiment everybody agrees that we're all the same. Only a fool would think otherwise. And that would be a true racist, which I don't even think exists anymore. I don't think there's
Right.
anybody that thinks your color of your skin makes you, lesser than me. I don't think that. I think it's fear because of the economies. You can drive into a little town next door and go from, nice neighborhood to really hell, like that. And how does that child growing up in hell get a free shot? That's not, an equal shot, not a free shot, an equal shot. They don't.
Is there, well, are there people who grow up in these communities who successfully get out of it and make a decent life for themselves? Is
Yes.
there a model? Is there a model for other people in that situation to follow that has proven to work?
Unfortunately, that only works because colleges, universities have these programs that allow kids who are working hard, have to go through metal detectors, who have a chance of getting shot when they're walking home with their books, give them the
Right.
opportunity on scholarships.
Right.
Then they can join that bureaucracy that everybody thinks is great. I don't. I think
Right.
they should all be artists. so,
But
so
there
that's the
are
only
there are
success story. There's no success
right.
story where people pull themselves up by their own bootstraps from the ghetto. It's
No.
just basketball, but then even that goes through college, or football,
Right.
sports. You don't go anywhere unless you get to the college, and
Right.
then the job. And so the racism is, I would call it now here in the U.S. prejudicism, and it's just it does matter. People do hire on your looks because of fear, and
Right.
we have a very, very segregated society. I mean, intensely segregated. Where
Right.
even when the black kids come to college here in this local town, very few of the whites and blacks do not get together and hang out. It's a very segregated community. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's sad. I know.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
slavery. It was a horrible world to live in the U.S. We're not a very nice place to be. Got a lot of money, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I mean, one good thing in London is when I go to pick Muniwara up from school, uh, there's all sorts of it. It's in her school. There seems to be a great kind of everyone's friend with everyone, and nobody cares because there's a lot of people from a lot of different countries, a lot of people from different parts of Europe, a lot of
absolutely.
people different color skin, and
Yep.
you see the kids playing together, and they couldn't care less. And
Right.
kind of think if we could just freeze that mentality and just say, right, that's not going to change for the rest of your lives, we'd have a much nicer world we're living in 10, 20 years down the line. Something
You have a
happens
spot. You have a head start in London, because it's cosmopolitan.
and the kids go to school together,
Yes.
because so it's very hard to make someone feel, let's say, for example, racism against a race when a lot of their mates are that race. If you're saying, right, so I have to hate my friends now, that's not
Right.
going to happen. If you
Right.
segregate them, it's easy to kind of depersonalize another person.
Mhm.
So if you don't have any black friends, for example, it's, I think, easier to turn somebody against black people if they don't already have black friends. You know
Of
what I
course.
mean?
Of course.
So if the kids all grow up together, I think hopefully that will just filter out a lot of that racism, hopefully. But
Well, in our country, that's exactly the problem. We have rural communities, which is a huge percentage because the country's so big. My daughters went to school without any people of color, not zero. So
right,
they get to college and now they have friends of all persuasions.
yeah.
Um,
There's
and it depends on the college though. But go ahead. Yeah.
there's a really funny clip of this singer who he sung a hit song in America, and he comes out to, and the song's like, I don't know if it's a number one, but everyone's bought this song. It's a really good song, and he comes out and performs it live for the first time, and the audience's face when they realise this man is black, and it's all these white girls in the audience looking at this black singer singing this song, and at the start of the song they don't know how to react, and by the end of the song they're all like dancing, and they've got used to it. But it took a few minutes for them
Was
to
this from the
normalise themselves.
Was it from the 50s or something? Like an old
It was black
film?
and white,
Yeah.
black and white. Yeah, I guess it was 50s.
Yeah.
But it's
Well, Barry
so
and
funny.
Little Richard and of course they had Chuck Berry went through his whole life wanting to kill Elvis Presley pretty much because
Really,
well not literally, but you ever watch an interview with him? I read his biography. He just hated him because he got rich and famous, but it was really Chuck Berry that brought rock and roll to the U.S.
right? Yeah,
And wrote his own songs where Elvis never wrote a single song.
yeah,
So it's Chuck Berry was rock and roll, and Elvis Presley and his ilk made him rich because
yeah,
he was the white guy bringing rock and roll to the Southerners and the Westerners and the So
yeah.
so we had a civil war here to try to get rid of slavery. Then we had enormous amounts of segregation. If you drive to South Carolina or Mississippi now, you'll go to a restaurant and it's completely integrated. You go to Syracuse, New York, where I live, and there's segregation is still really happening. There's not people are not mixing.
Right.
It's not as much as they do in the
Oh,
South, which is ironic. So
yeah,
anyway,
but
pretty deep
yeah,
talk for 6 a.m.
yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah,
That's,
but we
that's
haven't. So I mean, have we mentioned arts yet? I can't remember.
not yet. Okay, what do you think if we're on this these government ideas? I'm writing about a little bit about what's going on in Ireland with the artist program. Did you hear about that?
I have. They're paying artists to be artists.
But they're doing this is there's a good and a bad, and even if it doesn't work, it's it's an idea for the future of some regard because they do not
Right.
judge you on your merit about what they're not jurying you. They're not judging your work. Like, oh, this guy does barns, so he's safe. He paints barns.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do it. They judge it on your work ethic. Like you'd be like a total shoe-in. You see,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, are you do you do this professionally? Do you do anything else? Then it's a
Right.
lottery. Then it's lottery system. So
Right.
it's then you you get pulled out of a hat. So that to me is a very
Yeah.
fair way. And nobody wants a handout. But back to the free art. It's it could be a nuclear submarine we pay for, or we could pay for artists.
Yeah.
It's like it's how we
Right.
distribute the money the tax money that we do have.
Yeah.
So what do you think
My
about
take.
that?
I I like the idea of rolling my sleeves up and going out into the capitalist free market and making me the thing is making myself provide something of value. I think one thing history of art has shown me is the best art is done in times of adversity, and the worst art is done in times of comfort. And
Yep.
I would be very weary about making artists too comfy, so they've got a guaranteed income as long as they put the hours in.
Right.
I like the idea. I like the idea that you go out into the jungle and it's kill or be killed. If I fail, I've got no safety net, and if I succeed, I'm going to have the satisfaction of knowing that I did it and I don't owe it to anyone else. We like we went
I
out
am
there
so
and we
I am
provide
so
something.
I'm linking this to Warren Buffett's website. So he said, "You're in, Edgeworth. I'm giving you all the money you want." Right?
Okay.
Uh, I
Yeah.
agree. How about a pittance though? How about they just give us like 100 pound a month, so you can still starve, but at least you're
Um,
respected.
I would rather go cold turkey myself. I think it's either all up because I don't know. People have got. I think there's enough out there for us to get. There's enough people with a decent amount of money who would willingly support what we do if we could get our act together and present it to them and give them the opportunity and make it easy for them to do so.
Right,
I don't because I could go for government grants,
right.
but I'm not doing it because the amount of money I put into making a grant, I'd like to think I could put that same amount of money
I know. I
into
agree.
actually going into the free market and delivering something uh, that stands on its own 2 feet and doesn't need mummy and daddy, banker
Right,
mum and dad paying for it.
right.
Because then I think what you do, you attract the worst people. It's like, I don't think it's a coincidence that art colleges, which are, I think, such a heinous setup that provide nothing of value, are full of seem to, what seems to be people who are not interested of offering anything of value. These art students that just turn up, dye their hair blue, and smoke spliff all day, and go to art college. If that's all you've got to offer,
Yeah,
I wouldn't ask the taxpayer to stick his hands in the pocket for those people.
right.
I like you say, if they're going to spend it on a nuclear submarine, but I'd like to think you give the government the money, and it's our job to vote in good people to run the country. And if we vote in bad people who squander our taxes on unethical things, that again that's partially our own fault. We are accountable for our own government. I mean, I feel
Absolutely.
partially responsible for Keir Starmer. I mean, I
Well,
complain about Keir Starmer, but it's partly my fault because it's us lot that put him there.
right. There's a saying of people deserve the government they have.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
And
I people like me, if I cared that much, I should have been out on the streets
I get
providing an
it.
alternative, but I
Yeah.
wasn't doing that. So now
Right.
we've ended up with Keir Starmer running the country. And is it any more than we deserve? I'm not so sure it is.
Right. No. Right.
So yeah,
That's a good take. I like your take, and it's definitely food for thought about the program in Ireland.
yeah, we'll see if any decent art comes out of Ireland as a result of this.
And here's another thing. Okay, so what you're saying is very relevant and true. But here's where I get a. What about Justin's son, who buys a banana for $6 million and eats it? Okay, that's whatever. That doesn't matter. That's not the point. But he made somebody richer who really didn't bring. He didn't really go into the marketplace and do anything. He just made it funny. It was some guy who put a banana on a wall on duct tape and said, "Ha ha ha, I'm funny." And all of a sudden, he has $6 million. That's not really working hard or going out into the capitalist workplace and in a marketplace. He's just it was just a fluke. But here's where the problem is. Justin's son now becomes the identifier of what art is and what people should expect. And then it becomes like a media blitz about
Yeah,
Justin's son eating a banana, which pushes you and me out, hard workers.
sometimes.
And
Yeah,
and that's where media comes in, where there is no capitalistic free marketplace. It hasn't existed probably since the year 812. It's very, very really controlled by media and what we perceive. So you and I are looked at, even with all your work, and you're probably the hardest working artist I know.
thanks.
You could be looked at instantly as just a lazabout, as because wait, you're just making art. How nice just to make art all day long.
Yeah,
But the
sure.
guy who got the $6 million for his stupid banana,
Yeah,
he gets to have a mansion and say, I'm a valuable member of society. I vote for whoever I want. I'm an important person. So
yeah.
I think I don't think the basic income is the answer either. but getting rid of Justin's son is. So I don't think he is a creator of art. He shouldn't be in the art world because he doesn't work at it. I don't think a plumber who never fixes a drain should be a plumber.
Right, yeah. Again, I think sometimes if you're in the jungle, you will just turn up and find a great big nice animal that's been killed and not eaten, and you can feast on the animal, and that's a bit of good luck. And
Right.
you can be in the jungle and you can be hunting all day and all night and get nothing for all your effort. That is the law of the jungle. That's the world we live in. Now, the
Yeah.
guy that got 6 million for the banana, he found a way. Now, it might not be the most admirable way, but that
Well,
guy
yeah.
effectively has done it. Now, if I get an opportunity like that, I'm going to grab it with both hands. So I'm
Well, you
not
wouldn't
going to
know, right?
criticize him.
Right. Right.
If someone said to me, gaffer tape a banana onto a wall and I'll give you £6 million, I'm not going to
Of
start clutching my art pearls and going, I'm not willing to do that. I'm going to say, fine, give me the £6 million.
course,
See you later.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So I don't begrudge the lucky guys. Some guys get lucky and I don't begrudge them that.
Mm.
It's my job to compete. And I'm not competing in a fair world. I'm not expecting it to be fair. In
Yeah.
some ways, I've got a disadvantage. In some ways, I've got an advantage. I live in London.
Yeah.
I'm uh, I'm from a middle class, well off family. I've
Mhm.
got a lot of advantages that a lot of people don't have. So I can't
Right.
complain. The life's not rigged against me. I've got a very sweet
Me
deal.
too.
So I'm not
Yeah.
complaining.
Right.
I just think it's all on me to go out and do the same. It's all on me to find these people who will give somebody £6 million for doing next to nothing and get them to give me £6 million for a book or something. Or
All
maybe
right.
not £6 million, maybe £50.
Right.
But like I say, I don't complain about the rules of the game. I just got to adapt my game to succeed.
That is
Um,
an awesome, awesome spirit. I totally,
okay.
I'm on board with that. I'm gonna watch this video again and start thinking about that.
We'll do. I mean, me and you, Ron, you and Emma, I think have got a great opportunity um, that we've carved out for ourselves for our own
Well,
credit. Me, you, and Emma have. It's
yeah.
our own initiative that's
Okay.
achieved what we've done so far. We
Okay.
just got to go ahead and do it.
All right. It's very inspiring. So
Oh,
thank you for that.
thanks.
Because I'm a schizophrenic when it comes to. I see your point of view completely, and then I
Yeah,
go into that other world, and
yeah,
they both have light and darkness to me. So it's like
yeah.
it's it's the nature of me. Maybe it's because I'm Aquarius. I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Well, it's quite an ability. It shows that you've got empathy, and it shows that you understand a position from the perspective of somebody that holds that position.
Not only do I understand it, but then I can easily agree with it and see the points of it and actually
That's a very,
follow it.
that's a very good ability to have because I struggle with that because
Uh,
when I find people I disagree with, I struggle. I can't understand their mindset, and if I could, it would probably help me out a lot. You know what I mean?
well, no, because
So it's
I think in this situation, what you're saying is actually the right thing to say. It's a positive answer to something really positive. Um,
it's
um,
yeah,
I began looking for a way out, and you said no, dive right in. That's the way an artist has to be. That's the reality. Well,
I know, and I think
uh,
it's a very good deal we've got. I know there's
mhm.
a lot of people doing a lot better than us for doing a lot less, but we've still got a very good we've got a lot that we can take advantage of.
Plus, I have a lot of stuff that I like that I've done.
Yeah,
Back on one of the Blurt or Steam, I remember Steam it. I remember getting a comment from somebody, and I forgot what I posted, but he was writing about art, and it was just a layman, he wasn't making art, and he said, I always thought artists are supposed to, they're doing what they're doing because they have to do it, they feel they want to do it, and come what may, they just deal with
yeah,
it.
yeah. That's right.
Some get, like you said, lucky, some don't. It doesn't matter. You just do it. You're doing it. So
Yeah.
Pushing through is the answer, and being creative, finding ways to push through is the answer.
Yeah. And enjoy the fight, I say.
Enjoy the
Enjoy the
fight.
hardship.
Yep,
Yeah.
I do. I get off on
Me
it.
too. Me too. Me too. No, it's a good even if we don't succeed in any material way, we've left quite a decent legacy of our efforts, you know.
Absolutely, and I'm a history buff. I totally understand. I have a sense of history. That's pretty much how I go through life. That might be a bad thing, but
Mhm.
I know that my grandkids are going to open up that box and go, "Wow," you know, and
Yeah.
they're not going to go, "Who is Grandpa?" They're going to go, "Oh, here he is." He's
Yeah.
all over the place, and then maybe even great grandchildren. So I'm into that legacy idea. Not as a
Mhm.
fail safe or a way to make myself immortal. It's about being alive and giving something back, but something that's a little bit permanent. I mean, I could go donate my time at a food pantry and things like that.
Yeah.
I could do that, and I might, but right
Yeah.
now I'm in a making mode and
Yeah.
a creating mode, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, it's not choice. It
Right.
I have to make art, you know, and I'm sure you're the same, and I'm sure Emma's the same. I
Hmm.
mean,
Hmm. Yeah,
you can try and find ways to put it into like what's the most valuable thing to do and how to justify it. But the bottom line is this is just what we have to. This is what we are psychologically um, programmed to do. You know.
I know, and I'm very happy I found it because a lot of people don't.
Yeah,
And I'm glad I wasn't psychologically programmed to be an accountant.
I know. Yeah,
Hmm. Unless I really wanted numbers, I guess. But I'm happy in this state that I didn't. Yeah.
yeah.
So
No, we like I say, we've got a pretty sweet deal, all things considered.
good.
So,
Yeah.
but no,
Well, okay. Well, here's the deal. It's my time to get ready, Rose ready. So thanks
good.
again for giving me these opportunities. It means a lot. You got a big trip in a couple weeks back to London. Is on following you or coming up to London?
No, she's gonna come. She needs to get a visa. Hopefully, March 20th, she'll be coming over to England.
Good.
Um,
Good.
and like say, your stuff you're doing with Rose is really good. Um,
Thanks. She's
and
really
it's
liking it. She's really like. I mean, we're actually talking early retirement and her taking up art on many levels.
but I'll tell you what. If Rose, whether we do it in Thailand or London, the next time we get together, if it's
Yeah,
you and Rose as well, I think she will be totally in Bitcoin. They call it orange pilled. Once you turn someone into a Bitcoiner, they've had the orange pill. I think Rose is going to be the next one to
I've had
be a
the orange
black
pill.
ivory.
Yeah.
But
Oh, excellent. I'll pass it on.
yeah, no, and just very quickly, are you doing anything outside of your collaborations with Rose? Have you got anything going on in your solo work at the moment?
Oh yeah. Well, I was making those. I was practicing those books, and I'm just doing the usual painting right now.
Brilliant. Yeah,
And uh, I uh, I applied for a residency, which was a big deal. It's free. You don't have to pay any money to apply, and it's a local place. It's not a government thing. It's down in Ithaca, New York, which is in the beautiful countryside. And I applied in three categories: creative nonfiction, um, painting, and filmmaking. So the
brilliant.
one I did for filmmaking was about free art, frees art. So
Oh,
I
okay.
would, and there's no money, and I get like $500 or $600, but they feed you for a month, and
Yeah,
you have your own giant studio of alone time. So it's a really
brilliant.
uh, it's a good thing because I actually need sometimes to get out in the summer instead of
Yeah,
sitting in this basement. So it's a way to
yeah,
go work for a whole month with zero distraction. Amazing
brilliant.
opportunity. And
Yeah,
and the creative nonfiction, I'm going to write a book if I get that
yeah,
about free art, freeze art movement, right?
brilliant.
And
Yeah,
and the painting is going to be. I said I wanted to paint on loose canvas because I enjoy that. I was going to do as many as I could do in a month,
Yeah.
which would be quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just sitting there
Yeah.
and using it for free art to give away,
Right.
and in charitable situations, like like I was talking to you earlier about that another time. Like
Yeah.
if a charter school needs money, my daughter works for a charter school. I would have a
Right.
fundraiser giving away the art. They can give the money to the school. You see,
Yeah.
as a vehicle. So
Yeah.
it's very competitive, but that's what I did this weekend. Other than that, I want to get back to making some slumpoos. I just want to get into a groove because my mother just went to South Carolina with my sister, and I'm
Mm.
going down to help her move in the next couple weeks. So that's
Right.
just a huge time opening up for me that isn't
Yeah.
quite there yet because I'm doing a lot of packing and
Yeah.
getting her ready to go. Plus a lot of
Yeah.
mental change is going on. But
Mm.
I in a couple weeks ask me, and I'll probably be like running around the studio because that's how I feel. Like the live wire ready to, or whatever you call it, a
That's it.
slingshot.
Yeah. Yeah. Catapult.
Catapult. Yep.
Yeah.
Trebuchet. That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You in a big room with a month to play with is. I mean,
Right.
if you could, I mean, I'd just say document that. Really do like video. I mean, maybe get Rose. So sometimes on films me when I'm working. Mate, if Rose maybe filmed you, because that month of a blank studio to having a month full of Ron Troop stuff
Right.
that would be a fantastic film in itself.
Well, the free art would be. I'm going to be really talking about you, so I'd be asking for a lot of you. We'd be doing this, a lot of talking,
Oh,
and
yeah, sure, yeah.
yeah, and I'll make you. I'll make you famous. One of us will fix. One of us will help the other one somehow. But
Oh,
you're the one it would be about because and I do always give you credit. I try to give you credit as often as possible.
oh,
I've
you
got
do.
somebody
No, I've noticed. Yeah.
on Easton who already is a fan of yours, and
Okay.
she's got some of my art, and
All right.
and I told her that she says, well, Edgeworth never gives any free art. I said maybe down the road, but she helps.
Good. Oh, that's nice. I mean, when it comes to me, you, and Emma, we'll either all make it or none of us will make it in terms of
No,
getting famous.
my bet is on
It,
you. My bet is on you.
it'll be all of us. In that case, it'll be all of us, Ron. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think it'll be Emma. I think Emma's going to break
That's right.
through.
She's going to sneak right in there. She's not going to be involved on the internet at all, and she's going to end up,
Emma's, do you ever watch the X-Files? Mulder and
yeah,
Scully. The
yeah.
smoking man in the back. That's Emma. Emma's, we're the puppet. She's the puppeteer.
Right.
And then it's going to be Emma on the front cover of the Sunday Times.
She's going to catapult. Right. Right.
Yeah. No, I'll buy
right,
shares in Pugmire. All right. See you later, Ron.
If I don't go, Rose doesn't get out of the driveway. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Hi, Dawn.